Again, Kafwe.
It's a pleasure. Pleasure, and a Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Okay, so there are days I've traveled outside of Accra. I've gone to say Ho or Cape Coast, even Kumasi, and I thought, wow, this is such a beautiful place to live. I wish I could live, say, in Ho and come to work in Accra and just take a train, and in 45 minutes I'm in. And I go to work in the evening, 45 minutes, I'm back. It happens all around the world. Why haven't we gotten our rail act together in Ghana?
Well, basically, I think Ghana has focused on a plan that seeks to rehabilitate the old railway lines. That plan has been there forever. But that plan focuses only on freight, which is okay. But we are now proposing a new plan that actually combines freight transportation with passenger transportation, which has been done already in Kenya. And this plan is actually it's less expensive and very efficient. And so I have met with the rail minister, and I'm trying to refocus our energies in Ghana on this high-speed train which moves people as well as freight. That means we can take freight containers from the harbor straight through Accra on the rail through to Kumasi and Tamale and beyond. Can also do the same for Takoradi through Kumasi and get there. The Kenyan has done it, as we will show in a minute. They have done it. That means Ghana can do it. So it's a question of refocusing our energies, our attention on this. And I'm working with the rail minister on that.
Of course, the reason we focused mainly on cargo and freight is colonial. I mean, in the old colonial days, we were taking raw gold or cocoa timber from the hinterlands to Takoradi port. For export out of Ghana.
And so that mindset has to change. That's exactly what Kenya did. Kenya said, we don't want no antiquated system that we want to rehabilitate. That even poses an inherent risk of safety. We want a brand new system. So they told the Chinese, the developers, let's have a brand new system that don't rely on the antiquated rail system that we used to have, focusing on the mineral areas and rural areas. Let's have something that actually moves people, passengers, as well as move freight. And they are going to actually move 1 million containers from the port of Mombasa. So this means Ghana can do the same. From the Tema port, we can move 1 million containers on this high-speed train straight to Tamale and beyond. And this actually is in line with what the president wants. You know, the president actually wants, if you will, to have the landlord countries participate in this project. And they would love to have their goods and containers faster, even some of their people. Faster up there, not in 10 days or 5 days, but in case maybe 1 day to be way up there. And so that's what we got to focus our attention on, because if we keep looking at the antiquated rail line, that's a lot of money, 20 billion versus the 4 billion we're talking about. It may take even longer time.
Why did Kenya go the Chinese way? Why didn't Kenya work with the Europeans or the Americans or the white China? What was the whole thing about China?
Well, there are two things, and I've emphasized it in some of my interviews. The leading high-speed rail countries now is China and Japan. The fastest trains are made by these guys. The bullet train, you know, in Japan. And the Chinese have built 40 of these trains. And by building 40 of these trains, China is now the #2 economic power behind the United States. So can you imagine us even building a phase 1? That would take our GDP in Ghana through the roof.
Explain that. I mean, why would the rail development impact our GDP?
Oh, the rail development, as you can see even in Ethiopia, Kenya and even Morocco. Once you do that, that means you can move goods faster in your country. Once you manufacture anything, no matter where it is, some village somewhere, it gets to the railway line and straight to the ports, or straight up north, straight to where the people live. So you know, your products can have markets. Therefore, Chinese, when I first talked about these, they had only one, now they have 40. So everybody want to go and manufacture things in China. Everybody, Apple, you name them. Everybody want to go and manufacture products in China. And so once you have a good infrastructure, that is transportation infrastructure, everybody want to come to where you are. Ugandans are looking at this. You'll be surprised. Kenya has done it, Ethiopia has done it, and Morocco has done it.
Let's talk about Kenya. How long did it take for the Kenyans to go from zero to, hey, high-speed train is launched and people and goods are moving on it?
3 years. 3 years. And you can see in the video that you show, 3 years. And it's under $4 billion. The actual figure is 2.8 billion, under $4 billion. And therefore, Kenya said, forget about the legacy systems. Let's build a whole brand new, with brand new technology from China, and let's do it. And they did it. And you could see the passengers are so happy, because going from Accra through Kumasi to Tamale, the bus ride takes you 10 hours. And it will cost 50% of that. I mean, the current fare, you pay less than half, as the Kenyans are doing now. They are paying less than half the bus ride, riding on a brand new high-speed rail.
And it's taking how long? I mean, a 10-hour journey is now collapsed to like how long?
A 10-hour journey will actually maybe, let's say, 2 hours max, and you are there. And then you can do so many things.
So you could live in Tamale and work in Accra.
And work in Accra. You know, Tamale, any place in the north, and then right up here, you finish where you go back. And so this is so important. This is transformational. We got to do it here. If Kenya can do it, Ghana can do it. We have more minerals. We have more universities. We have more educated people. We got our independence 3 years earlier. So these guys, they didn't start marching in place or trying to rehabilitate, you know, old rail lines. They just said brand new, and they got it right there.
Do we have more political will than them? Because you have to have the will to do it. The government must say, this is a focus, I want to do it. Then we look for the funding, and then you look for the people, the materials, everything, put it together, and then you roll. Do you sense that will that we have?
Having talked to His Excellency Nanado, I think the political will from the top is there. I've also talked to Dr. Baumia, that from the top is there. But we got to get, like he told me, work with the sector ministers. And that's what I've been doing here. I've been trying to refocus. You know, you come in, you inherit a plan, 5-year-old plan to rehabilitate. I mean, that's just thinking. But now we are refocusing them, showing them examples of what works, practical things. What these guys, what your competitor has done. When Usain Bolt is run 200-meter race, he keeps watching his competitor. You know, if the competitor is coming, you don't march in place, just zoom. And that's why Usain Bolt is number one. Ghana is going to be number one. But we got to move very quickly. We got to build these trains like the Kenyans have done. It's less expensive, and we can do it. Kenyans, they are like us. I'm not using an example of Morocco or some developed country. I'm using examples for somebody that looks like us. As you can see, in one of these Kenya models, a young lady is driving the high-speed train in Kenya. Obabesia and no high-speed train walking. And she actually looks like any of these young ladies right here.
So there's jobs and this inspiration.
Exactly, gender equality and the jobs that is created. You could actually see the citizens of Kenya working side by side with the Chinese in putting the train together, putting the tracks together, creating jobs, women learning signaling procedures, and the whole works. This is a major technology transfer to the country.
And this is like science, practical science in action.
Exactly.
Okay, so safety considerations. These things go fast.
Yes,
faster than your car.
Yes,
What's the safety record of these trains?
Well, I'll go on record to say that Japanese, for example, have been operating trains that are running 3 times faster, over 220 miles an hour, right? And they've done it for 45 years, not a single accident. And so the trains are safe. You know, I mean, if you rehabilitate tracks, it may pose you problems, as we've seen lately. But if you build a brand new, like Kenyans has done, it's safe. The safety is there. It's designed into the modern system of high-speed rail transportation.
What did the Kenyans do with the old tracks? They just ripped them up, or they just left them?
Oh, no, they just didn't want to touch it. They left it up there because the new tracks that they have now, they have some places elevated tracks. So as you sit in the train and you are going, you can actually be looking at all the safari and the animals. You know, you train.
It's almost like you're on a bridge. And
exactly,
you're okay,
and then you're seeing the safari. You know, so it helps tourism. It helps everything. It's going to make our GDP goes up because people are going to work. You are creating jobs for the youth, and everybody's going to be happy. You could see the Kenyans in the train say, "Oh, we are happy with the train. We are happy with China. We are happy with technology," and they are learning. And the kids in the train are on their Wi-Fi, you know, playing with their devices and everything.
What would be the stumbling blocks to what the picture that you've painted, which looks great? I mean, this looks like Ghana really in the 21st century, quick movement of people and goods, GDP going up. What are the potential snags, potential barriers to getting to where we want to get to?
Well, basically, as I said, now this is in line with Nana's vision of integrated landlocked countries that will help us even pay for this. And so the political will is there. Now, the people that implement this, Nana say, work with these guys. So I'm talking to Ghtoday. I'm talking to the Deputy Minister of Rails. I'm talking to them, say, hey, let's refocus our mind. Let's refocus our attention on a new border.
What are they telling you? What are they telling you as you talk to them?
Oh, they are listening, but I want them to move faster.
Like a high-speed train?
Yeah, I want them to move faster. Because as I say, Usain Bolt doesn't keep marching in place. He just, finish it, and that's why he's number 1. Ghana is going to be number 1 if we move very quickly. This will be the best New Year's gift we can give to Ghana, whereby we have the Kenya model, a high-speed train, signed this year, using the Kenya model. If we want to use the Ethiopian model that runs on electricity, I want to recommend that right away. Kenya model, that will impact any of our electricity needs.
What does it run on?
The Kenya
the fuel.
The Ethiopia is a locomotive.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not electricity, diesel, anything. And we have what it takes to do it. It's cheaper, and we should do it right away.
Let me look at the schema that you have here. Just explain to us exactly what it stands for, high-speed train for Ghana. Okay, so this is what the plan looks like. Exactly. Okay, so regional lines with fiber layout. What does that mean?
Yes, basically you have the high-speed train that will come from, Tema, Accra, all the way through here to Kumasi, and then to the north, close to the border. And then that will do the same thing for the other port, straight away. So this plan will integrate the landlocked countries into it. So we can move freight, we can move people. If we need to move even perishable foods, we can put refrigerated sections on the train.
So for bananas, pineapple,
food, fish going from the south, you name it. Perishable, that will be moving faster. If you have products that are made in Ghana, you put it on a train, they are moving faster to the port to go abroad, or they're going north to the landlocked countries. So this is a no-brainer. We got to do this. It's less than 4 billion. Kenyans have done it. We can do it. Now, my recommendation for putting this fiber optic cable along the train, our high-speed train, is basically to allow us to have internet activity throughout the country. So everywhere the train is going, we have internet, and we can even move it into the villages.
And so while you're even on the train, you can do your work?
Yes, you can be working on your laptop, on your, taking your calls, do anything. You don't, I mean, this increases efficiency. And this removes, if you will, all the traffic we have, the tie-ups in Accra. Can you imagine it? A lot of people will move to other places and get on a train. And so you have efficiency, you have smooth traffic in Accra or in the urban areas, and you are getting things done quicker. And then once you do it, particularly Morocco, once they build their high-speed train, guess what? 4 car manufacturing companies have moved to locate there to manufacture cars that they can sell into entire Africa, every place. So once we do this, we can convince General Motors, Ford, even Germany car makers.
Or Kantanka, if they get some support.
Yeah, we can have these car manufacturers here, and those car manufacturers, Renault, Peugeot, and BYD, large car manufacturers. We can put them, along the route or any place, increase jobs, because they will be manufacturing cars that goes throughout the country and beyond and surrounding countries. What's interesting, because this train also carries freight, we can put the cars on a train and move it quicker throughout the country. And that's why they are moving there. We also have these car manufacturers move into Ghana and begin to manufacture cars right here.
If by the 31st of December 2018, that signature has not been put on that contract to say, let's build this system, would you be disappointed in Ghana?
Oh, definitely. Everybody would. I mean, this signature should be on probably within the next, if we do very, very well, because it's been done before. It's been done by people that look like us. They are not better than us. They don't have more lawyers than us. They don't have more finance people than us. Even a finance minister will be happy. Ken, he'd be happy that we have a system that costs less. Instead of 22 billion and trying to, go to Europe and try to seek people to rehabilitate legacy antiquated railway lines, will take longer to build and will be more expensive. So this is what I'm recommending for Ghana. I'm recommending, and I've told Nana about it, and I'm telling the sector ministers about it. This is very important. We got to have it. Just refocus. We are asking to refocus the attention, and let's get this done immediately.
So it's a bit like the generality of the Ghanaian population moving away from landlines and going straight to mobile phones. So instead of still sticking with the old lines, we go straight to high speed.
It's leapfrogging. And you're using that new technology, not old technology. You may have, go to Europe and have a few people as consultants, but the reaction is who has done it lately, who has put technology in a country that looks like us, working with people that look like us. And as I said, there are more brilliant people in Ghana. And so when you see somebody passes by on the economic race, you don't just keep marching. You got to move and catch up. That's phase 1. We got to do that right away. And then phase 2, we may continue to look at rehabilitating some trade. That's fine. I'm not opposed to that. But this has to be done right. We got to refocus and do this and have the high-speed rail. If we have it. When I started talking about this, the only place in Silicon Valley that mentioned Ghana was about this. Silicon Valley is talking about it. If we have this, Silicon Valley actually companies will move here. Microsoft, Facebook, they all be coming here instead of going to Nigeria or to Kenya. Alibaba, chairman of Alibaba, Jack Ma, he was in Kenya, didn't come here because they see these guys are doing new technology and they look like us, but they go over there. So if we do this, we have all those guys coming here in Ghana. I wouldn't be surprised Jack Ma will be coming here. Oh, Ghana is it? Because we have democratically the best democratic system in Africa.
Dr. Mensah, what would you say to somebody who says, look, Doc, we like the idea, but you've been away from Ghana for too long. You don't know how our people work. Our people are not interested in this whole high-speed stuff. They just want the stuff where they can just make their small percentage here and there and be happy. You are going too fast. Slow down.
Well, I mean, people who say that, I mean, anything inheriting the old system and that mentality, I mean, there are so many opportunities that come with it. people who want to make money, you know, there are so many of them. They shouldn't even worry about that. But if you just say, oh, this is what we're going to do, in 4 years we'll be exactly where we are. We wouldn't have moved an inch, you know. And Ghana cannot afford to wait. When those countries are passing us by, and we have examples, and we have things we can use right away, just bring the model, same plan, let's do it here, and we will have it in 3 years. It'll be nice for us to be celebrating that Kenya celebrating this past June. In Ghana, everybody celebrated under this new administration, using this new technology, building this high-speed rail, moving Ghana forward.
A couple of messages for you. Fantastic idea. President Nana must go into this project. Good legacy. I love it. And then this is Reverend Paul Gazia Hilfo of the Committed Christians Association. He says he's been looking for you for years and he wants to link up to you. He's giving me his email address. Probably I'll pass it on to you. But if you're not averse to give me your email address.
Give me my number.
Yeah. I'll give you your number as well.
Sure.
You can get in touch with him. Good morning. I'm impressed by the professor's presentation about the new rail system. Ghana needs this. This is Emmanuel Amofa from Adenta Estate. Keep them coming in on 0246 020 580. We're looking at the possibility, the dream, which should be a reality if Dr. Mensah has his way, of high-speed rail travel in Ghana, not just for passengers, but for freight as well, and the kind of possible impacts that it could have on our economy. The Kenyans have done it, the Ethiopians have done it, the Moroccans have done it, and it's working for them, and he's thinking, we could also do it here and basically get this country really working at a high-speed level. What are your concluding remarks, Dr. Mensah, for somebody who still needs to be convinced about the viability of this plan? What would you tell that person?
Well, I'll tell that person that the fact that we are marching in place, at one single lane road going from Accra all the way to Tamale, to the border, it takes 10 hours for passengers to get there. We are paying twice the cost. That impedes development in Ghana. Development in Ghana cannot take off. If we do this, that one district, one factory strategy will work even faster. A lot of people will come in to invest right here in Ghana. There will be technology transfer. You know, people are saying, oh, we can't even fix our stadium, can't fix this and that. Kenya had the same problem as us. But once they did this, everybody is going to Kenya. They are putting factories there. They are putting, even Ethiopia, go and see what they are doing. These guys are going to make the products in their country and come and sell it to us. And they look like us. When I see that lady driving a high-speed train, you know, you can show that later. Get on the train and the Chinese guy is in your hands, ma'am.
Take it away.
Take it away. There she is. Yeah. You know, Jainabu. You know, as we used to say, feel it. Yeah. That's the woman getting on the train. She's driving it. And she looks like any other young lady.
Yeah, so it's possible.
It's possible. Oba Besia and a high-speed rail.
One time.
Yeah, doing it well. You know, there are 4 of them. They went to a job show over there, a job fair, and the Chinese say, all right, 4 of you come. Took them, trained them, and they are driving the high-speed train. And we don't even have one. You know, we are still planning. You know, we are still thinking about rehabilitating old trains. No. That's why I'm refocusing the attention of Joe Lati, of the ministry. I'm working with you. You know, I'm not, you know, doing anything that's contrary. This links up with the vision of Nana, of linking the landlord state. The landlord state will have their share. They can contribute to this. The landlord states will get their goods faster. Ghana will get their goods faster. Ghana will be developed. And that's why I said, if the high-speed train is real, you'll be surprised how many Ghanaians living abroad, experts, who just move here and contribute, just like the Chinese and the Indians. They all went back. Malaysia went back and got it done. But you got to have something. You got to have a who. I'm the first guy to come here. You know, I spend my time, resources to come here and do this and push this, talking about creating Silicon Valley of Ghana. You can Google it, SiliconValleyGH.com. See what is there. They will all support this high-speed train. I have 4 ministers, including the Honorable Senior Minister, Safumafu. You know, he's an engineer from tech like me. He's on the board. I have some key players. I have Isaiah Blankson from NASA, hypersonics, all the space. He's on the board. I have my good friend Victor Lawrence, you know, National Academy of Inventors like me. He's there. I have Microsoft on the board. I have Dell on the board. And finally, I have astronaut Bobby Satcher, close friend of mine. He loves Ghana. He's on the board. So Ghana, we have a Silicon Valley GH.com. Check it out. Ghana will have these bullet trains, and that's how we go to surpass everybody. On the political side, we look very, very good. Everybody wants, oh, Ghana is stability. But you got to have the technology. Technology is what moves GDP. Technology is what really let people listen to you. And with that, we have all the benefits, all the things that come with this new high-speed rail. Just like America went to the moon, this is like ours going to the moon. And it's easy because Kenyans have done it.
All right.
Ghana can do it.
Listen, Albert Kisi from Santa Maria is asking, is it possible for the private sector to initiate this system if the government says, well, we have other things to talk about?
Well, the private sector can participate. But if the private sector, if you want only the private sector, the government should also, since it's a national project, the government should have a piece of this. Even if it's a small piece.
It must be.
The government, especially when the now goes to China and he's talking to Chinese, this should be on the table. Straight, this should be on the table. We want this.
Okay.
Kenya did it. We want to have it. Same model.
And we can do it. Another message here. Hi, for interesting discussion going on with your guests. But my worry is that common and national identity card for about a decade, we can't implement it. And we want to build high-speed trains. You don't have national ID or implement it because the technology is not there. Once you do it, the technology to do that will be here. Mindset is changed. You have experts here. I've come here personally to prove it. Okay.
You have experts that can do it. They will come and implement everything.
All right. So that's the answer. Technology is there. Final message. Laudable technology. This is Salasi Adum from Ho, where I'd love to go and live if these trains come. Then I'll just be coming to work from Ho every day. It says Ghana should definitely go into this. I think you like the sound of that.
Oh, I love that.
Okay.
That Ghanaians are now accepting this. It's not like, oh, we can't do it. We are not worth it. We don't have what it takes. Kenya has done it.
And we can do it.
We can do it.
All right. Dr. Thomas Mensah, thank you so much for your insights. He's an innovator, scientist, entrepreneur, author, and he's pushing this high-speed rail system project with every fiber of his being. I wish you the very best, and may it happen.
Thank you.
All right. You're watching GH Today. There's an interesting conversation coming up.